Okay, time now to update you on the national SIM card registration. The Communications Authority says owners of unregistered SIM cards have up till the end of May 2023 to register their SIM cards or to avoid their cards being fully deactivated. Director General of the National Communications Authority, Joe Anoche, at a news briefing earlier today, revealed that a little over 6 million SIM cards have already been deactivated from the database of the NCA owing to the failure of the SIM card owners to verify their cards biometrically. Many Ghanaians have lamented the high-handedness of the regulator in enforcing the Ghana card registration regime when millions of people out there are not in possession of the Ghana card. Reacting to these concerns, Joe Anoche indicates that the only way out now to avoid deactivation is for owners of the SIM cards to prove that genuinely they do not have the Ghana card.
Based on the statistics that we showed earlier, there are about 11 million active unregistered SIMs. 11 million active unregistered SIMs. Now, who do these SIMs belong? They belong to exempted SIMs from Ghanaians on national duties outside Ghana, foreign diplomats, refugees. So Ghanaians on active duties outside Ghana, foreign diplomats have been exempted. But there's also recalcitrant subscribers who have Ghana cards but have refused to register. In fact, there's a lot more of them. Some subscribers who have registered some, but not all SIMs. There are a few of us who may have 5 SIMs, but we register 2, and we leave the 3. And of course, subscribers who do not genuinely have what? Ghana cards. How do you address this? One of the things to note is that active mass SIM registration for existing SIMs is coming to a close. Again, I repeat, active mass SIM registration for existing SIMs is coming to a close. As mentioned earlier, we have what? 11 million SIMs which are yet to begin the registration process. So listen to this. The subscriber of these unregistered active SIMs have up to 31st May 2023 to complete their SIM registration or have the SIMs deactivated, de-linked from the network. So if you don't go and have the rest of your SIMs, or if you haven't actually done it, you have up to 31st May 2023. The only exemption will be for those I have listed above, exempted Ghanaians on national duties outside, foreign diplomats, and refugees. Subscribers who do not genuinely have Ghana cards will have to prove that they do not have Ghana cards to prevent SIMs being deactivated. The SIM registration exercise will only be for new SIMs from 1st June 2023.
Well, so that's the indication coming through from the National Communications Authority. Meanwhile, some civil society groups are asking the authority to reconsider its registration process. It starts with Stranek asking the NCA to revise its plan. Joining us now is Executive Director for the group, Nee Tete. Later, we'll have the Consumer Protection Agency also join us in this conversation. Nee, thank you for your time here on the poll. So you're asking the NCA to abort its plan, but they say May 31st, that's the end of the story. You would have to unmute so we can hear the points you're making, sir. Kindly unmute for me.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, sir. Yeah.
So let me say good afternoon to your viewers. Well, the NCA keeps on giving new dates in terms of deactivation of SIM cards who have not registered and all that. We clearly think that the NCA will be non-existent if there are no subscribers. Now, the telecommunications will not function if there are no subscribers, SIM card subscribers. So this is a process that should be continuous. We don't see why NCA should be giving deadlines so that there will be mad rush for registration of SIM cards. We clearly believe that it should be a continuous process, and that alone, would encourage SIM card, holders that indeed this is of great importance. But for them to give a deadline which is even 31st, it's even a short notice. Between now and 31st May, when we have 11 million, SIM card holders who have not registered a SIM card, that should tell you that is a total, a very short notice. And we think that there should be some extension, or perhaps 31st May should be pushed to maybe the end of the year.
Yeah, but for how long? I mean, you've always made this point. For how long can we go on asking for the extension of the deadline? Because, mind you, there's data to suggest that each time the deadline comes closer, you find a lot more people going in to register. Once the regulation is relaxed, then we go back to default setting. So why not strictly go by a timeline, and then we have everybody on board?
Well, the point is that in as much as we want to go strictly by the timeline, we are talking about card holders using the Ghana card to register. Can we see that indeed the NIA has provided all the Ghana card, that people have paid for? Research has shown that now it is very, very difficult to even get your Ghana card. Now people will have to, you even need to have Goro boys to be able to get your Ghana card. And the Ghana card is no more free. People have to pay close to 250 Ghana cedi, 300 Ghana cedi to get a Ghana card. And you need a Ghana card to register. So when you are given the deadline, which deadline are you giving? When you know that it is not just a matter of registering a SIM card, but a matter of getting the Ghana card to register for the SIM. So what do? So clearly, we will keep on asking for extension until we are very much convinced that the NIA itself has put its house to order. And so this particular issue about registration of SIM cards must be hastened slowly, because it is a matter that requires the Ghana card to register for the SIM. And so 31st May is a short notice. If indeed NCA can be very sure that the NIA has put its house to order, and that indeed we don't need Goro boys to give you a Ghana card, and that once you go there, you can have your Ghana card very quickly. You don't have to pay, 200 Ghana cedi, 300 Ghana cedi just to get your Ghana card because you want to register your SIM card. Then we can be talking about deadlines. But one public institution is struggling in terms of production of cards, and you are giving deadlines to register SIM card. You are not being very realistic. NCA is not being realistic.
No, but here's the caveat to the conversation. They're indicating to us now that if you can genuinely prove that you do not have the cards, then you will be exempt from the deadline. Fair deal?
Well, fantastic. Then we can see, but you see, we will keep on maintaining. We will be watching closely how the NCA will find a way of exempting people who do not have the Ghana card. Even that, we are in April. May is just at the corner. 11 million unregistered SIM cards. We clearly will ask for extension, because trust me, even how are you going to prove that you have not registered this? You have not gotten the Ghana card. We will be interested in how NCA would ensure that when you come and indeed claim that you don't have the Ghana card and you cannot register, you'll be exempted. But we will still maintain our stance. It will be prudent that the 31st is extended. Registration of SIM cards must be a continuous process. And we clearly believe that in as much as you are giving deadlines, you must be realistic. And so, well, we will just be watching keenly, and we clearly believe that 31st May should be moved a bit forward, and then we can also make sure that NCA could also liaise with NIA to make sure that issues regarding the acquisition of Ghana card and what have you is found lasting solutions.
What's giving you reason to doubt the ability of the NTA to push through that deadline?
Well, as I indicated earlier, you need a Ghana card to get your SIM card registered.
Yes, but so the belief of the NCA is that these individuals using the SIM cards, they have the conviction that a significant portion of these population indeed have their Ghana cards. All they need to do is to go through the process.
What conviction are they? Where did they get a conviction from? They cannot put their feet on the ground and be sure that indeed that 11 million unregistered SIM card have their Ghana card. Where is that conviction? So you see, that's why I keep on saying that Goro boys are hired to get Ghana card. If you don't even have 300 Ghana cedi to get a Ghana card, you will not get it. So the 31st May, yes, we are sure that by 31st May, maybe the 11 million will be reduced. The 11 million may be reduced, but we are not sure, and we are not optimistic that by 31st May NCA would have 11 million, unregistered SIM card registered. That one is not going to be possible because yes, in as much as they have that conviction, it is not going to be possible because there's a problem with NIA. If NIA's problem is fixed, we will not have this issue. And so let us we clearly believe that NCA could give a realistic extension. Yes, if they say 31st May, we are here. I'm very sure that you will call again. And perhaps you bring my stone that 31st May will come. And maybe out of 11 million, we may not get even half. And the half will be that they are struggling to get the Ghana card. Because perhaps they will be asked to pay some amount of money that Guru boys have taken over. And that they do. So extension, because we are requesting for it, is because we understand the system.
Data is already pointing to us that over 69% of the active SIMs that we have 69%, that's a significant number, has been linked to a Ghana card.
Yeah, well, so we are saying that 31st May, in as much as NCA has given that deadline, 11 million unregistered SIM cards, we are very much optimistic that by 31st May, we will not even get 60% of the 11 million unregistered SIM card registered because we know the root cause of it. And so, yes, we will encourage those who have the Ghana card to register their SIM cards. But we also need to understand that in as much as we encourage those who have the Ghana card to register their SIM card quickly because of the deadline, we will also have to look at those who are still struggling to get a Ghana card and come on board. And so 31st is just a short notice. We are in April, and we are saying 31st is just at the corner. It is just at the corner. And as we are speaking now, the telecommunications who decided to set up a table in lorry stations, taxi rank stations, and offices and churches and what have you, they are no more doing that. Which means that those 11 million unregistered SIM card will have to resort to the offices. So we will be back to the same problem.
Right. The last leg of the conversation will definitely border on the mode of identification. Is it time that we revised, the identification documents? For now, it's just a Ghana card.
Yes, it is long overdue that we ought to revise the requirement to register a SIM card. We really believe that if you don't have a Ghana card, your passport should be okay to suffice. But it's becoming very, very problematic that even your passport cannot even guarantee. That's what government is saying, that your passport is not even enough to show that indeed it is you. But the passport is more than genuine. It is a passport that takes you, outside the jurisdiction. And so there's nothing problematic with the passport. And so it will be proper that the passport card is concerned. Then we know that, of course, if you don't have a Ghana card, you can use a passport. And I'm sure that when NCA opens the window and includes the passport, I'm sure that this issue about 11 million of SSC will be a thing of the past. And we will be optimistic that once the window is opened, definitely the 31st May will not be. Well, we will be here to defend that indeed, if you don't have a Ghana card, you have a passport, so you don't have an excuse not to register. But just one card, just that card, if you don't have it, that is it for you. We think that no, the window should be opened. And if we include the passport, and which is very, very,
all right, right,
authentic and very, the passport is a document that we can believe that it's authentic. I'm sure that we'll be able to put it over.
Okay. Nita Tete, thank you for joining us. The Consumer Protection Agency is also of the view that a lot more needs to be done to extend the timeline. Kofi Kapito is also joining us on this. Kofi, earlier I was just interacting with Stranek. They're asking for an extension of the time. And there are, of course, conversations surrounding revising the sole document being the Ghana card. I'm not sure government or the Ministry of Communication will bend its rules on that. But from your perspective, can we revise the law, revise the legislation, and at least allow some other forms of identification on this, just to ease that pressure on the 11 million cards we're about to register? Yes, Kofi Kapito.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Kofi Kapito, if you can hear me, I'm just asking if we can go through with the 11 million SIM cards solely using the Ghana card. It appears we're having some challenges there reaching Kofi Kapito, but thanks to Nita Tete and of course Kofi Kapito with the Consumer Protection Agency.